hele mai ke olo olo oe. Ho'i mai kuipo, e hele mai ke olo olo oe. E ho'i mai kuipo. It's breakfast with Bob.
And Pacho Man! We are brought to you by HOKA, Polar, UCAN, Velofix, Normatec, Active, Canyon Bicycles, Form Goggles, and Human. And we are doing our championship edition of Four Seasons Resort, Hualalai, where our next guest joined us last year. She took third here last year. Please give it up for Haug. Look at that. All your fans are here. I like it.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here again.
It's always great to see you. Did you surprise yourself taking third last year?
Absolutely. I mean, it wasn't what I expected. I expected nothing. I expected to run without stopping, so that went
was
very
it.
well.
I just want to I want to run and not walk.
Yeah,
that was your goal.
That was my big goal. I see, of course, the finish line, and yeah, that it's podium. It was fantastic and absolutely overwhelming.
Was it one of those things where you were right there in the hunt, because you're 54 minutes, so you weren't very far up back off the swim, 4:47 bike, 2:55 marathon. I mean, 8:41 used to be, if you got under 9 hours, you're winning the race. 8:41 and you get third.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think it was pretty good conditions last year, so that makes the time a bit faster than usually. But I mean, yeah, I was completely surprised, and it was my second Ironman at all, so I didn't have much expectations. And because Frankfurt, the first one, went a bit like rusty, so yeah. So I want to have a solid race, and it was perfect.
It was perfect. Did you have downs in the race? Or did you feel pretty even throughout the day?
Yeah, I think I felt pretty even out the day. I mean, the marathon always gets hard by the end, but at K35 I overtook Sarah, and that pushes me a bit.
Yes.
So I think that was the worst part in the race, and I had a very good experience at that time. So it kept me pushing until the end, and just the last K, that was really, really ugly. But I think the last K you can deal with that.
Always ugly.
I would take it this year as well.
You can deal with one bad K.
Yeah, with one bad K I can deal.
So you go home after that, and was there a lot of exciting things happening, because you just finished third at the World Championship?
Yes, of course. I had a bit of media attraction back home, but it wasn't super crazy. I'm still just a year older now, so yeah, nothing major changed. I mean,
and did any different award ceremonies you go to for your country in Germany?
Not really. Not really. No. I take it quite easy. I had a lot of trainings camps.
Right.
Yeah, I prepare for last.
And then I know this year is a lot of injuries, right? The stress fracture and plantar fasciitis. And when did you start back training too soon, do you think?
No, I don't think I started too soon. I had a decent break after Hawaii last year, but then that's always the thing. If you have a break and then go back to training again, then you have to be really careful, because then your body is not used to all this load again. And I tried a few new shoes. I had some offers from shoe sponsors, and it was a combination of too less physiotherapy, too often away from home, and then the problems with the plantar fascia starts happening, and it got worse and worse, and I don't really pay much attention to that.
Right.
So it got worse and worse and worse, and then it was a big tear in it at the end.
Oh, now did you have to validate to get here?
Yeah, I did. So that was a problem. Normally you think, I did podium last year, I just have to validate, but that was a really problem then. So I wanted to validate in Frankfurt, and then I obviously had to cancel it, and I took the last possible chance in Ironman Copenhagen so it was on the Sunday, and on the Monday the validation has to be fit.
Oh my God.
So it was like a bit on the edge.
It's cutting a little short. But you felt healthy enough to race.
I felt healthy enough, but I wasn't sure about my fitness, because I was just 4 weeks back in run training, so I haven't done any long run, any fast run, anything. My longest run was 52 minutes in a row. So we said, okay, maybe you are good until the half marathon, and maybe you have to walk then. We didn't know what happened, but it went pretty well, and But
the hard part about the whole validation thing is you're a racer. You want to go and win the race, and you go into a race like that going, I just need to get to the finish before dark. right?
Yeah, that was really, I was really conscious because it was so cold and I don't really like the cold, so I put on like neoprene socks and toe covers and whatever. It took me forever in the transition, but I just want to make sure that I finish the race and get my spot for Kona, so that was the main focus, and yeah, that I could put such a race out of it. I didn't expect that, and I was more than happy, but maybe without pressure it goes a bit easier. I don't know.
Well, and what's nice about our sport, We're in Hawaii. We're in St. Croix. We're in warm places, right?
Yeah, that's
it's not
definitely
for cold. We don't want to go to Iceland and Greenland and places
Yeah, I
like
left
that.
my wetsuit back home, and you
Yes.
travel with lightweight. It's really good.
Did you know when you first got here last year that I like this place? Because a lot of people get off the plane and feel that heat, and they get intimidated by it.
To be honest, if you come from Germany, it hits you like a wall if you enter the airplane. So it was quite a shock for me as well. That's the reason why I come 2.5 weeks earlier to get just used to the climate.
Yes.
And it's really tough. Even if you love the heat, it's like brutal, and that's makes the race so special. So I'm struggling with that as well. But I think, yeah, hopefully I can cope maybe better than others. And but definitely it's hard for me as well.
Do you feel that because of all the injuries you're dealing with, that the training is obviously different from last year?
It's very different.
I
yeah.
mean, you look at it and go, okay, I know the course. I know I did well here. Obviously, I handle the heat, but I don't have quite the training.
Yeah, but I think it's a bit different to ITU or to 70.3 because I think to have a good Ironman race, you need a very, very good basic fitness.
Yes.
And even if I didn't run for 6 months, doesn't mean I haven't done nothing. So I think I'm pretty fit.
Yes.
I'm not run specific fit maybe, but it's not about fast running. I mean, running a marathon in an Ironman is more about efficient running and a strong run, and I think you can do it even with a good work. If you have your homework done on the bike and the swim, you're basically fit enough to do that. So I'm not too much concerned. It would be different if it would be a ITU World Championship where you really need the speed work in the run.
The high-end speed.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have the high-end speed. You don't
Not
need the
yet
high-end
anymore.
speed. You don't need that. What was the biggest hardest part about transitioning from ITU to 70.3 and then this?
Yeah, it was definitely the bike part. I mean, it's so different to be on your own for 180 Ks, and I'm still like I'm still not used to that. So the whole body has to change. You have to be very, very efficient. You shouldn't go in the red zone where you normally used to be at
Where you
ITU.
lived.
Where
You
I
lived
lived,
there
I
all the
lived in
time.
the red zone, so I learned the hard way that it's not good to do an Ironman in this zone.
Yes.
So I'm still figuring out which zone it is, and I'm still not there, but I think every race I race, I'm getting a bit closer to it to get the feeling what's right, how hard can you really go to hold it over the whole distance. And I think it's a process, and every race you do, it's get a bit better.
So how many Ironmans will this be? Will this be
It's
like
my fourth now.
your fourth Ironman?
Yes.
That's, you don't want to do more. If you don't have to, 2 a year is plenty.
Yeah, I hope so.
Now, do you still do shorter races? Obviously, this year you were injured. But would you want to be doing some shorter
Yes.
races just to work on speed?
Yeah, I still race for my Bundesliga team Buschütten, and I really want to do that because I think it's necessary to keep the speed a bit,
Yes.
so that a very short. The Bundesliga races are always sprint races, so it keeps me fresh and speedy, and every time I can squeeze it in, I would like to do that.
And I bet it's really fun for those guys to have you out there.
Yeah, I think so.
I love it. Annie, always a pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
for taking so much time. Big round of applause for Annie Haug.
It's Breakfast with Bob.
And Pancho Man. Woo!